Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Blunt with the Side of Grace with your hosts,
Jen.
and Jez. We just want to say thank you so much for the feedback on episode 2. We got such great personal messages like that. People felt really relatable to the video, especially me. I went out this weekend and a couple people went up to me and it was super nice, and we exchanged things. If we appreciate you guys for still watching. Subscribe, keep sharing the other videos.
If you have no idea what Jez is talking about, you should go watch episode 2. We really dive deep into our emotional and
We get very vulnerable.
emotion, like where we were emotionally a couple years ago and how far we've come. And we got amazing feedback, like she said. And we just want you guys to enjoy this video. It's gonna be a little bit lighter. Everything is deep when it comes to God, and this is gonna be light, but it's still something you can take in your everyday life. Wisdom has no bounds. So
Yep.
even if it's the lightest, smallest thing that we can share right now about how God has transformed our hearts,
Yep.
it's still gonna make an impact.
This episode, we said it's gonna be lighter, but it's still gonna be deep because we're always gonna be talking about God in our episodes. So today we're gonna be talking about maybe one or two verses and how they relate to this episode, how they relate to our lives, and how maybe they can relate to you guys. So today I'm gonna be reading out of James 1:5-6. It says, "If any of you lacks wisdom, you should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to you. But when you ask, you must believe and not doubt, because the one who doubts is like a wave of the sea, blown and tossed by the wind." Also, that's NIV version or
Yeah,
NIV.
my Bible's a little bit different. I have
Okay,
the New King James
yeah.
version.
Personally feel about the verse, but to me, I feel like there's never like a certain amount that you can ask God for wisdom, a certain amount that you can ask God for strength, a certain amount that you can ask God for guidance. I feel like God is a fountain that never runs out of water.
Amen.
And it says, who generally gives to all without finding fault, and it will be given to you. No matter what you do in this life of sin that we live, when you repent, when you go to Jesus Christ, He will give you the world. He'll give you the world and so much more. That to me is how I take it. And then it says, when you ask, you must believe and not doubt. That's the hardest thing to do for me, because
For everyone, it's just our
human nature to doubt, human nature to think three times about doing something.
To me, I took that verse as no matter what, in the chaos and in the turbulence of the reality that we live in the world, not spiritually, you can ask and ask and ask, but if it's not his answers, you will still feel like a lost man at sea.
Yep.
I think that's another thing that I take from that. Like, not only can you can get advice from anybody. Anybody will give you advice. You don't even have to ask, they just give it nowadays. The advice that people would give you is not that advice that God or Jesus would give you. I also wanted to mention with this verse, because I had like a whole epiphany. I talked about it on TikTok a while back. I had a realization that sometimes we expect answers from the people around us, like our parents, our best friends, our significant others, these people, but they don't have God's wisdom.
Yep.
God's wisdom is the ultimate key to knowing what your purpose is in life. And we can't expect that wisdom from somebody who doesn't even know Jesus, or who doesn't know even themselves internally. Like, you just don't know what people are going through. So ask God for wisdom. Don't
Always.
ask anybody else. You don't need the right answer from your mom, the right answer from your spouse. You don't need that. You need the right guidance from God.
The right answer is God.
I got my go-go juice. Jezebel put me onto this little powdered Celsius with no fizz, and I honestly think it's great.
She thinks it's juguito, but it's good.
To me, it tastes like
it's cranberry lemon. They don't. I've never seen the can, so.
Oh, maybe there's like other flavors in the pack.
I think so.
Oh wow, okay. So we're gonna dive into why we chose that verse out of the Bible. There's a million things that we can relate to in the Bible because it's literally made for us. The word is living and breathing, and we need to take it all in. But we wanted to get into it with you guys about this specifically because since us coming to God, we've done a transformation that we can't even really explain. There's no words to explain how our heart posture has changed, how where we want to be, who we want to be, our purpose in life, like just so many things that just
How
changed
like
with
things
his
we used to
wisdom.
say yes to that we
Like instant and
hesitation.
there was we instantly going and getting and absorbing the word, we instantly just felt like a switch. We would even tell each other like, dude, I heard this song that we listen to all the time
Yeah, no.
and I don't really like it anymore. It makes me cringe a
So
little.
the episode is Growing Pains, and is a weird episode title for what we're gonna be talking about, but growing pains can be in so many ways. There's things we don't like to let go of, but we have to let go of it for the better of
Yeah.
us, for the better of our future, for just a good life, to follow God, to just be on the right path, scriptural principles.
Yeah.
So we want to start with music. I'm gonna start with music because
This is her
my
biggest
I
thing.
love music. I love music so much. I have ADHD. The music is the only thing that literally can make me focus and get me like from point A to point Z. But I don't always listen to the best music. And I used to listen to worse music. I listen to really
We're gonna
good
get
music.
into it. We're gonna
Yeah,
talk.
I really
We're gonna
I,
say
I
what we listen to and who we listen
yeah,
to. Why not?
I listen to a lot better music now, but I used to
Of
listen
course.
to worse music, and I feel like from end of 2023 to beginning of 2025, even if you look at my top 5 in 2023 compared to 2024, I still had Drake at number 1, which I'm working on that this year. I haven't really listened to Drake.
She's a Drake
But
fan.
I had Maverick City Music on my top 5. I had Chandler Moore. But it's just changed so much, and like it's so good because now like we talk about it all the time. She's a person that will delete the song right there. I just skip it, or like I put my own little gospel little playlist that I have, but
I just let the Holy Spirit like guide me, and if I felt
she deletes.
cringe, delete it, because I don't want anything to go into my ears that is not valuable to me. At this point, I we never used to believe that
The
you know
music
that our ears were the windows to our soul, just like our eyes were.
is good.
We were letting things like it's crazy the things that we are okay with listening to, knowing for example me myself, I have a daughter and I'm sure some of you do too.
Yep.
We have that playing in the background just while we're picking up our kids,
And they remember those songs.
and it's not even loud or you're not even bumping it, like, but it's there and it's just playing and it's just things that you're literally accepting into your life by saying WAP and all that. I don't even
Yeah,
want to get into it,
and
but
like the Megan Thee Stallion song, "I'm a Star."
yeah,
They
like
know that song.
the kids even know
Yeah,
the
they
song.
know
Like
that song.
it's just my daughter doesn't complain when I have worship music on.
Yeah, she doesn't at all.
So why would I have anything else on? Or just there's good Spanish music, there's good English music that is
I'm not
totally
saying that
okay.
our ears are celibate. We're not saying that. Like,
Yes.
we're still
We're very
fixing,
much
but
getting rid of
yeah,
it.
but compared to our top 5 2023 and 2024, it was a huge
Let's
difference.
talk about
Drake,
Act Up.
huh? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Okay, guys, Act Up is the first song in my playlist. I don't know why, but in the Volkswagen, in my mom's car, in my new car, the first song is just the first song that plays is Act Up by the City Girls. And it's so funny because sometimes I'm like, oh my god, why is this song on? But then sometimes we're like, Act Up, and we're like, wait,
Take that off,
we're
take
like,
that off,
we're
take
like,
that off.
wait, turn that off. But we're just trying to be better, and that's something that we do count as growing pains because we like that. Like, it's not that we don't like it. It's just,
And it's also just around us, like everywhere you
yeah,
go,
it's
and
so
the people
common.
and we can't expect for people that are not on the same path as us to change their style of music. So wherever we go to a party, there's
Yeah,
rebatero. We still love it. Like, it's in our blood. It's in our Cuban blood to love really ratchet Spanish music.
yeah, but
But
our ears,
but we don't feel the same way about it. Like we'll hear a really 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 bad part and we'll look at each other like,
or we'll be like,
"Ay."
whoa, like things. Even though we've heard the song 1,000 times, we're like, whoa, like what the
100%.
heck is this? It's just, and it's also like for me, it's harder than her because for her it's easier to listen to soft and jazz music and stuff like that. But for me, I love my little ratchet music sometimes, like Boss Mandilo. So it's like, even if I don't have the music saved on my phone, I scroll to TikTok and it's what I hear too.
Yeah, it's
So
just
like
it's in her face.
Sometimes I don't even have the music on my phone and I make a TikTok with the song. And it's just because the song is so catchy and trending that
Of course, there's things and there's things. Nobody's perfect, and it's like if you hear the song, you're not gonna be like, oh my god, you know, it's it's just part of the growing pains. And the difference is that you are listening and you're awake. You're finally awake.
Like while a lot of girls
Are very
are
provocative.
no are provocative, have kids with are not married, not
Like,
trying to talk
no,
down,
just
but
a lot of
it's just the
things that
truth.
the music
Yeah,
like makes us accept.
it like belittles women. It belittles women. Men, supposedly all you guys have cash and all you guys like do the same stuff and rent cars, and it's kind
And
of
do
like,
drugs.
but
And
also
go to the strip club.
but it's like it is what the songs say. Like, you guys, I went out this weekend.
Oh.
That's another growing pain. We'll get it. Let's just finish this one because we could go on talking going out.
Oh my
But
gosh.
it's just like the music is where ears is like what she says. It is everything, and we take it all in. Our kids, plus she has a daughter. We're women. Like, you don't need to listen to worship music, but you can listen to some Spanish throwback music
Yeah.
that makes
There's
you
so
want to
much
dance, that
music.
makes you feel soulful.
There's so much
like
music, and the music that was made. That's why she says that I like listening to slower things or whatever. I just listen to, like, I mean, I'm sure Elton John and Stevie Nicks were not doing the best things when they made this music, but the music is not talking about their WAP. It's not talking about like drugs. It's not talking about everything.
how many bands are throwing on strippers.
It's not about going to the strip club, and it's just like throw the oldies back, bro. They're good. They're still good, and we honestly need to be like sanándonos los oídos, like curing our ears
It's
from
true.
all of the terrible things that we've had to hear growing up.
Trying to be on a better path and then listening to the music and saying all the words, we're putting this out there too. Like,
Yeah, we it's not only for us, it's also for the people around us, like
in general.
even my sibling, my family. Just I don't want them to. They used to put very provocative music for me when I was little.
Oh yeah,
Like
everyone.
yeah, like el baile de biped, el baile de or el baile de perrito, or like just a lot of things that little kids should not be
La
shaking.
gasolina.
Yeah, like not shaking their butt to and all that stuff. But it's like the cultural norm of our where we're from and where we were raised.
We're just
trying to change for
shift the generation.
Yes,
because we know a lot of people are coming home this year. I know a lot of people are following God for sure, and that's why we talk about these things and to relate, because the music is, and anybody could say the music has changed and throughout the years, and let's bring back the nice stuff. Let's bring back the music that we can dance to, that we can like. Let's bring back the pop.
Let's just go with the Bad Bunny vibe.
I don't know about Bad Bunny, girl.
Okay, next. I feel like another growing pain that comes with starting to follow Christ and just trying to become a better version of yourself, not only for the people around you, but just for yourself, like so that you could reach your highest potential in this life that we are given once.
Yep.
I've had to go through a lot of internal like reflection, just looking at what I used to complain about, and I used to hate getting up early. I used to complain about going to work. I used to complain about if the sky wasn't the perfect blue. Like I just used to complain about so many things.
Ungrateful.
Yes, it was ungratefulness, but I didn't see it as ungratefulness. I just felt like I get the right to complain because everybody complains, so I get to complain. You know, everybody complains, so I get to complain. But I've I've taken a grasp of my life ever since coming to God, where like He's given me the strength to be like, dude, you can handle that and then some. Just in my lash business, I've dedicated time and hours that nobody has asked me to do. Nobody is going to ask me to do.
You want to be successful in your business.
Yes, that's one of the realizations that I had is like, you can complain when you're doing the most. I had no right to complain.
Yep.
When this is a shift that happened when I moved back with my parents, and I was seeing my dad that's already much older still wake up at 5 in the morning to go feed his birds happily, make his coffee for his wife, take it to her to the bed, go leave to work, and come home at 6, 7, 8 o'clock at night. And he's older, and
he's been working.
And he doesn't need to do it. He does it for the betterment of his family. He does it without complaining. Everybody has off days, you know, we all have off days, and it's okay to complain, but just realize that other people are wishing they could wake up with as many tasks as you do. And that's we have to tell that to ourselves daily.
People say, "Oh my God, I have to go to work." At least you got a job. Oh my god, I can't stand my boss.
At
least you got a boss.
At least you have a car to get to
Yeah.
work. Like,
And if you don't have a car to get to work and you Uber, at least you have the money to call yourself an Uber.
yeah, there's just
you got the money to call yourself an Uber and go to work and recover that money.
you don't got a car, you don't got an Uber, you got legs, and there's people that wish that they had
There's
legs.
people-
It's easier said than done to not complain and to
Yeah, it's true.
to seize every moment of your life, because okay, let's say you work a 9 to 5 corporate job, but what if you had an incredible day? Like, what if
Yeah.
you had an incredible day, and because you had an incredible day, everyone around you had an incredible day, or maybe somebody was upset and they felt better because you were there.
That's so
Instead
good,
of
yeah.
being that person that sucks the room dry and is just like, oh my god, why am I here? Oh my god, this is annoying.
Be
oh
a
my God.
fountain, not a drain.
Be a fountain, not a drain.
Be a
She said
fountain,
that the
not a
other
drain.
day, and I thought that was
It's
so
actually from
perfect.
a God movie on Netflix.
What movie is it?
I can't, The Forge.
The Forge. Go watch it if you haven't watched it. It was
Be a fountain,
actually
not a
an
drain.
amazing movie. Be a fountain, not a drain.
Don't be the person that's always getting poured into and like pouring out of people.
Draining people. Like, be it. There's a lot of people out there that wake up every day completely miserable and completely on the wrong side of the bed, or like everything is annoying to them. You can just tell they're frustrated from the moment they wake up.
It's true.
Don't like lead your life with wanting to not be that person.
Be grateful to be alive.
And show that person how good it is to be happy. Some people are annoyed by it. Honestly, like your good vibes will bother people that are full of sad, maybe lonely spirit, like
Hate.
just people that have, you know, everybody has demons, and I understand where everybody's coming from, but you could be the light. I've learned to also be more it's like becoming more resourceful.
There's so many people that have little, absolutely nothing, and do the most with it, and people that have the most do absolutely nothing and complain and have a job, drive a Ferrari or Porsche or the nicest car, and they still are miserable. One of my growing pains is that I like to go out. Not that I like to go out, I enjoy being out. I enjoy
Getting dressed.
Yeah, getting dressed, listening to music, dancing. I love to dance. One thing about me, I'm a dance like nobody is watching. So that's been a growing pain for me. 2024, I probably went out like maybe a handful of times, like
Barely.
and, yeah, maybe barely, maybe 3 times, like for real. And I went out the other day, and I remembered why I don't go out. It's just a different environment. I think since my heart has shifted, like my heart's changed, like my desires
Your mind.
changed. I don't care to go out. I'm not saying I'm not gonna go out, but
it's not about the going out.
It's like
about
the environment. Yes, the environment is so weird. The environment, not weird. It's just
now it's weird.
Yeah, it's weird.
That's where we talk about the transformation and how it's
like before I didn't care. Before I was like, oh my god.
But it's painful because she's outside and thinking like, oh, I could be doing something else, or oh my gosh, these people are not saved.
Yeah, or I'm like, oh my god, like
that?
Guys, like I literally so I went out, I went to brunch, had a good time. When we're walking out of brunch to go to the next location, like one of the girls that's leaving that was like part of the section, like she looked like she was a little bit lit. So I'm like, are you sure you could drive? Like in my head, I'm like, oh my god, if this girl drives and something happens to her, like I asked her and she said she was okay. Like that's not me. Like those are things that like normally before I wouldn't care. Like before I was like, oh, she said she could drive. Girl,
figure
do
it
whatever
out.
you want. Like before me, I didn't care. Before me, like I wouldn't think of that. Like I even called her while we were driving, like, hey, like, are you okay? Are you like good to drive? Before I wouldn't care. Like now I'm like, so I worry about my surroundings. I'm concerned about my like my environment. I'm looking at my drink to make sure nothing is poured into it. Before I would leave my drink right there. Like if something was poured into it, who knows?
It's just I guess, which is why you should go out if you're a Christian. If you follow Jesus, you should go out.
Guys, I'm not besides the crazy stuff that I did see, like I had the best interactions with some of you girls. Like I even had a guy be like, oh yeah, I see you on TikTok. Some girl came up to me, she's like, oh, I was in a super toxic relationship, and when you started talking about it, like it really helped me. Another girl, I was at the second location, I literally was in the bathroom waiting the line. She got out, she washed her hands, and when she walked out, she's like, I watch your live all the time. Keep doing what you're doing. And like that's why like I don't mind going out either, because I'm not obliterated. Like I'm very concerned. I'm very aware of my surroundings. Like I can pick the girl out of a lineup.
Just not the
like
not the same. Like before we used to. Well, I haven't gone out recently. Honestly, I haven't gone out much since I've been saved. Also for plenty of other reasons. I'm getting married and I need to get my life together. I was saying like this is why you should go out when you follow Jesus, when you do read the word, when you do have wisdom, when you do have a foot to step on when you go outside. Because it's hard. You're surrounded by temptation. There's people doing drugs. There's people shaking their
Offering you
butts.
shots.
People offering you drinks for free. Back in the day, me and Jez would have never said no to a free drink. Like, not the 8 times that they offered. So we would just take them all and be obviously completely obliterated by the end of the night or by the end of the afternoon if it was brunch.
Guys, I gave away so many of my shots this weekend. One, I was driving. Two, I was very aware of my surroundings. Not against.
Also, you wanted to have a good day when
not
you woke
even
up the next day.
Not even that, but like nothing against nobody I was with. Like nothing against anybody, but like I just didn't want to. I have to also remember that I'm starting a journey, and I can't go outside and talk about one thing and act a different way. I need to be
stand on business,
scriptural principles. I need to still have fun, but not look crazy. I haven't said anything, but my goal for 2025 is to go out more. I don't know, maybe I'll be preaching at a club or something, or like, having conviction to go and talk to someone that maybe I feel like she looks like she needs it or he needs it or whatever.
God will guide you to whoever you need to
be.
And
I'm not saying I'm gonna go out to get drunk, or I'm gonna go out to have fun. I'm still young. Two, I felt like 2024 was a year of me like just trying to get back on my feet again, like from a 4-year relationship, or like just trying to find my own rhythm and without
just being alone by yourself.
Yeah, and just
your
getting
friends.
into the word, being more into my business, like focusing on other things. So 2025, I do want to have a little bit more fun. I'm still young. I still feel like I have a lot to experience, a lot to see, but I'm gonna do it following Jesus. So if I have to go to the club and tell you, girl, I don't know what it is, but God has something in me to tell you that, like, you can get past through whatever you feel like you can.
You don't need to do this every weekend.
No, I don't need to. No,
I'm saying.
You don't need to. You don't need to be here every weekend, girl. Guys, I appreciate everyone that goes up to me, but like sometimes I get blown away by the age of the people that are out at the places that I'm at, because I'm 26 years old, and I'm old to be going to brunch. I'm old to be going to brunch as a girl. I'm old, but like I met the nicest girl. She was so sweet, but when she told me her age, I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh my gosh. But then again, I can't judge her or say nothing. I was her going to the club at her age. Yeah. My brother was getting me into wherever he was. So like, but it's like,
but we want to be like somebody that maybe those younger girls, any age, anybody can look up to us, but that somebody young has somebody to look up to that is cool, that you
can have fun.
Real. We'll have fun. We do go out to places. We do have we just have fun. We honestly, we're adult kids because we try to have as much pure fun as possible. If you know us, you know we go to Cape Coral all the time to see my sister. They live on a farm. We literally think we're Tarzan.
Yeah, we literally play tug of war.
Yeah, we try to have a lot of pure fun with the kids, as you know, I'm a mom, and we just hope to be like an inspiration to people who are younger, to have something to look up to that's good.
Yeah, like
because there's a lot of bad, and people are like, oh, I'm not gonna go out there and talk about Jesus or talk about me changing from being a shitty person to being a better person because I'm embarrassed. There's people spreading their legs for fame. Like we can be making money off of doing terrible things, or just getting our people don't even do it for money. They just get their name out there for terrible things, and we just feel like, why not do it in the light?
And honestly, you might not be relatable today. You might judge us, or you might not care about what we say,
or not agree with anything
today,
we say.
But you don't know who you are in 10 years. You don't know who you are in 6 months. You don't know where your heart is in this time. Guys, like episode 1, I'm a big planner. I've learned you cannot plan nothing. You could be this person today and be a completely different person tomorrow. You could have everything today and have nothing tomorrow. So like we put this out there to share like relatable things. Like I am gonna keep going out if you see me out. Like there's actually a girl DM me on TikTok saying, "Oh my god, I saw you at Dirty Rabbit, but by the time I was gonna go up to you, you were already in the section." And I'm like, "Girl, it doesn't matter. Like, come up to me next time." She's like,
We're
"Oh,
still gonna keep doing the same
yeah."
things.
And
We just have a
guys,
different mind
and
about
trust
it.
me, anyone who did see me, I had a whole conversation with them. Like,
Yeah.
I love it. Like, I don't mind, and it's good to see like someone who's still trying to get the word out there, but still young, still youthful,
Still in the world, because we are in the world.
yeah. I'm not
I
Amish
don't know.
either, guys.
I don't know who the guy that's a TikToker that he goes and preaches.
Oh,
I forgot his name.
pause it. I'm gonna find it on.
An influencer, I guess, but he really is just.
He's for the Lord.
What is he? He's a disciple.
Yeah,
Like
disciple.
he is a literal disciple of Jesus. He is
Bryce Crawford.
19 years old.
Yeah.
Bryce Crawford. Yeah. Well, I'll enter his tag right here.
Yeah.
Because we want you to go follow him. We want you to follow people in the light, because there's a lot of people
He's
in the
youthful,
dark.
full
So
of
he's
light.
19 years old. He goes out in the public in, I think, California. I'm not really sure. Everywhere. He travels everywhere just to preach the word of God to people that do not follow God. He's like, even if you are this, and that, will you allow me to pray for you today?
Yeah.
And I just think he takes himself to the worst places you could find people.
Yeah.
Like people that are gonna tell you to go off yourself because you follow Jesus. Like other people that are gonna probably, out of 100 people he asked, he's even said this. Out of 100 people he asked, like one person will let him pray for him. So,
but he will keep trying.
He doesn't give up.
He'll go to 101, 102,
He's
103.
dedicated to just getting.
He's a disciple.
He's dedicated to telling people about the good news. And I just want us.
Wait, but also to include, like, you guys can go watch his story, but he is a disciple, but he has a testimony. He was suicidal.
I don't want to get into his testimony.
Yeah, but you guys need to go watch him. He's young, full of conviction. He's beautiful.
He knows the Bible. Yeah, front and back. He went to private school.
Yeah, he's just. But why we talk about him is because he's just an amazing person. He's young. He's even younger than us.
We also talk about him because he has not removed himself from the world. He very much still has worldly friends. He still does, like, goes to really weird places that he doesn't need to be going to. He can literally be at a church and people would go follow him.
Yeah.
But it's those people that Jesus wants you to go, like, catch, like, net them. Not catch them, but there's people in the deepest, darkest corners of the world that just need one little light.
Yep.
One little light to light up their entire world.
I feel like
there's been people that told them not to pray and they've ended up bawling their eyes out.
Yeah, I feel like 2024, I feel like shifted my influencer, like what I wanted to do. Like before I was just posting like outfit of the days or just like whatever.
You feel like you found some type of
I feel like now like people can relate to me being atheist. People can relate to like a long relationship that didn't end up working out how you planned it to be.
Your life isn't going as exactly you had planned.
I feel like I can share so much, and that's why I say that I'm gonna go out, because I enjoyed going out. Not only because I enjoy going out, but because the interactions that I had, I didn't have
completely different interactions than you would got like 2 years ago.
I had no bad interaction. Every girl who like came up to me that told me like, oh my god, didn't tell me like, oh my god, but what are you doing here? Like none of them. They just told me like, oh my god, I follow you, keep doing what you're doing. The other one told me like, I got out of a relationship. Oh my god, even the guy was like, oh my god, I seen you on TikTok before, and I'm like it was nice interactions, and like it's good to be in the world still. Yeah, it's true.
We are still in the world very much, because obviously this is we're completely different people. We feel like we have been born again, honestly, and our heart is just gonna keep changing and growing and getting better, and every day we're gonna try to be like Jesus. We always will fall short.
Yep.
As we all know,
we're not perfect.
We're human, but you can try every day.
I feel like
every single day.
I feel like that's just the point of this episode, is like things we've had to change, not because we told ourselves, oh, you need to change this, but because when you follow God, if you don't change those things, you will never be close to him. You will never be close to him.
So true.
Like, what is the point? What is the point of reading the Bible or going to church, but you still live the same life?
Or your mind doesn't change, or your heart doesn't change. It's because you're not completely surrendering yourself.
Yeah, and
like
even
all of your walls down.
it sounds stupid, like, oh, the music, but it's a big deal. Like, it's she loves that WAP song, but it's true. Like, if you listen
The
to
WAP
the
song is
song, like,
that song gets to me
yeah.
so bad because
But if you
I
listen
just saw
to
a
it,
video of Cardi B at the Grammys,
Mhm.
right? And I told her it's crazy to me that this woman that got in front of the world and talked about her wet ass is shaking to announce a winner at a Grammys. Like, these people that we follow or that we're influenced by or that we listen to or that we let our kids listen to
idolize.
by accident or we idolize because they got a big butt, because they got big boobs, or because their body's completely done, they have no, they're not putting anything of value into the world. Like,
As much as the songs are hits, you know, like, as much
because
as they're
that's what
boppy,
the world
yeah,
wants
as much as they're
us to
boppy, like,
accept.
you listen to even certain Drake songs, like, I listen to now, I'm like, whoa, Drake, you're crazy. Like, even if I've heard it before, I'm like, oh my god, I'm like, whoa, Drake, that was a lot. Like, you know, it's just like, it's not the same. And people are like, oh, but how do you listen to that God music? If I share my playlist with you guys will be bumping in the car. Still, I still bump to music. I still am dancing in the car. I'm still
But
pretending I'm
now
like at
it's
the
full
club.
of joy.
Yeah,
It's full.
or
It's
I
a different.
cry.
It's a different. It's a out of gratitude, out of
Yeah,
thankfulness, out of
humility.
yes. Is that Jesus breaks you down so beautifully in all the chaos and
But
all the disaster
you need to
build,
follow him.
but to build you up like 10 times better than you even thought or saw yourself being.
Yeah, I feel like also people, when you talk about God, they get scared.
Yeah, it scared me too. I used to literally have a fear that if I walked into church, I would burn from my feet up because of
If
all
she
the
felt like that, imagine me
Jesus
being
Christ.
atheist.
No,
I was gonna set the church on fire.
I don't know what I thought, but I literally had fear of going into a church or seeing pastors or seeing nuns or just being around anything holy. And those are all the demons and sad, depressing ass spirits I had in my
Before,
heart. I know we've said a lot. If you're still watching, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. I want to close out the episode with a Bible verse as well, just because we want to send you off with a lot of strength and encouragement for the rest of the week, for the rest of the year.
Also, yeah, since we talked about wisdom, fear, a lot of things that we went through to get to where we are today.
Just want to give you guys a little bit of encouragement. We want you guys to leave your fear-based mentality behind.
Yep.
That's gonna be your first step to even getting into the door of being closer to God, because a lot of things that we have in our head, chains. We have chains in our head that we feel like we're not good enough for Jesus. We're not good enough to come to his feet. Our problems are too big.
That's all the devil.
Yeah, it's all the devil and it's all fear. It's all fear. So we want to close out this episode with a little Bible verse to give you guys a little bit of encouragement for the rest of the month, for the rest of the year, for whatever you need to take from this episode to just keep you going. And we'll be back with another episode, of course.
Yes, get in your Bible. Before I read the verse, get in the Bible. It's not easy to read, but get in the Bible. Just try to read a chapter every day. And when I mean a chapter every day, I just mean from 1 to 2, not the whole John or the whole James. Just read from 1 to 2 and just read it, take it in, write down what you
If
feel
you
like
haven't
it
heard
does.
this before, what are the four?
The Gospels: Matthew, Mark, John, and Luke.
Okay.
They were present with Jesus Christ. So if you guys want to start there, if you guys don't follow us on Instagram, Blown with the Sight of Grace, I have a little broken down little method on how to read the Bible using the SOAP method. Go check it out. I'm gonna leave you with this little message. Reading Psalm 111 verse 10. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. All who follow his precepts have good understanding. To him belongs eternal praise. Just gonna leave you with fearing God, putting God first will give you eternal life, will give you eternal wisdom, just will give you eternal beauty.
There's two types of fear. There is the fear that the devil creates that leaves us feeling hopeless, leaves us feeling empty, lonely, scared. There's another type of fear that leaves you with eternal life, eternal wisdom, and that's the fear of the Lord. If you have the fear of the Lord, you are just meant to gradually like take those steps towards his light. Yeah, towards him and be guided by him. So stop fearing the world and start fearing God.
We love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe, comment below, share this video, and we love you. Bye.